Good evening. I'm glad to see you tonight. Thank you for coming for this class. Uh, Today I would like to talk you a little bit about a very popular and necessary device our days, the cell phone. I think if I asked you what is the most necessary thing in your pocket or in your handbag is, you would say it's a cell phone. I would like to ask you, how many times a day you use your cell phone? Well, Ilya, how many times?
Maybe about 20 or 15 times.
15 to 20 times. Okay, Oля, what about you?
I think about 30 times.
30 times. That's a lot. I think I'm using my phone all day long because you know nowadays you can do everything in your phone. You can check your email, you can text using social networks, you can check up the weather broadcast, whatever. You can buy things. Like, for example, what do you usually do when you're standing in a line or in a queue? Imagine you're somewhere standing in a line, waiting for your doctor.
Sometimes I like the idea of texting and or maybe calling somebody because I have free time and I should use it.
Yeah,
When I have nothing to do, of course I take my phone and texting, but usually iPhone,
phone somebody.
not texting.
All right. So maybe having your cell phone with you all the time is a good idea. It can it can help you. It can do something with your time when you have nothing to do. But do you think it can cause any problems?
Maybe I think that our cell phones influence on our
Brain capacity.
festival. Yeah, because when we use it much time, or maybe we talking during an hour, 2 hours, until it yeah, I don't know, it switches off. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Mhm. So it might affect our mind or our brain. Yeah, maybe what else? Or do you have any ideas?
if or if we put it in the pocket and maybe it's near our heart or near our kidneys, yes,
Yeah.
or maybe it's near our very important organs. It's dangerous
Okay,
I'm
what
thinking
so
about environmental problems.
okay,
I think they much worse, they worse than cell phones.
maybe. Okay, now I would like you to watch a short video. I sent you the link, and you'll watch, and we'll have a little discussion after it.
Hello?
Cell phones. We all have one and love them. But how many times a day do you really think you check yours? Once? Twice? What about all the time? If this sounds like you, you're not alone. According to a recent study done by CNN, the average person checks their cell phone 34 times a day. If that seems like a lot, that's because it is. But how did this come to be? After all, it's not like we're born with cell phones. Well, first we have to go all the way back to the year 1876, when a man named Alexander Graham Bell decided that he wanted to make this, the telegraph, into the first phone. In the year 1965, the first cordless phone was invented, which eventually led to the need for an even simpler way to contact one another. Thus, texting was created. The first known text message was sent on December 3rd, 1992, and simply read, "Merry Christmas." Since then, the average college student sends 88 text messages a day, as of September 2012. As you can tell, that doesn't leave a lot of time for other things like studying, paying attention in class, eating dinner with others, and yes, even driving.
Ashley was not only my little sister, she was a best friend. She was very giggly. If you could get her to laugh really hard, she would even snort sometimes. It was so funny. This is the text from me that my sister was reading right before she flipped her car and was killed on impact.
According to the Pew Research Center, even in schools that ban cell phone use, nearly 60% of all students admit texting during class, a growing problem in schools across the country.
Why are you so addicted to this technology?
At Bayside High School in Florida, students risk being suspended if their phone is confiscated more than once. So far this year, 200 kids have had their phones taken away.
Students need to be fully, 100% authentically engaged in the classroom, and pulling out a cell phone and texting their friends about whatever it is they might be talking about is not the learning environment that I, as a principal, want to promote.
Believe it or not, text messaging also serves as a distraction from our everyday relationships. What used to be a full conversation has now diminished to a simple 3-word text message. It may seem like you're with one another, but are you really?
So do you.
Your cell phone bill is what's up. All this texting.
OMG, IMPD.
It is a big deal. Who are you texting 50 times a day?
IDK, my BFF Jill.
Tell your BFF, Jill, that I'm taking away your phone.
TIF and F.
Me paying this bill, that's what the S stand F.
Texting does all of these things. So why do we continue to do it? Technology will only continue to grow, so it's up to us to learn how to use it. And remember, no text is worth it.
Welcome back. So now you watch the video. What's your ideas about using cell phones now?
Frankly speaking, I was struck during watching the video when I saw how many
Text messages
accidents, car accidents.
car accidents.
It's unbelievable, but it's true.
Yeah. Uh, Today I watched a video where a girl uh, like walks straight into a fountain texting. It's a bit of it's a bit funny, but these things happen if you don't watch where you're going. I actually stepped into a puddle several times while texting. Okay, what else can happen?
When I have my first cell phone with buttons, it's what's so funny. And I walked along the street at night and fall uh, in the hole
Oh no.
and covered with ground.
Okay,
And my phone was
stayed up there.
high. Yes.
Okay.
You downstairs, it's upstairs. It's
But
okay. It's okay.
I have a such
Accident.
story about my classmate. It's not connecting with me, but still, I have a classmate, and he was killed by some men, boys, because of self.
His cell phone because they wanted to get his
It
cell
was
phone.
yes, it was awful, of course. He was 19 years old.
Yeah,
Was
so
it was it in Kursk?
Yes, of course.
In Kursk? Oh,
yeah.
He
crazy
stand
story.
at bus stop, not even he walked. He stood on the bus stop.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
I have problems with cell phones with my children. They adore cell phones, and it's the best punishment for them to take off it.
Their cell phone. Well, talking about kids, Oli, I know you work at school. So do you think that cell phone, like having cell phones at school should be forbidden or something like that? Uh, do you feel bad
No,
about kids
I don't.
playing with their cell phones all the time?
About playing, yes, they have not too much time, not enough time to have rest. And when they are sitting all the lesson during the lesson, and then when they have break, they still are sitting and playing the games, not running, not jumping.
Yeah.
Maybe they like it.
Yeah, some time ago, I heard this idea that nowadays there is a huge problem of distraction, and it's actually caused by mobile phones, because people are so used to use their mobile phone whenever they're bored or whenever they want to do something, or they have just a habit to to keep it in hands. They now cannot have their attention on something for a long time. Like they cannot keep their attention on the teacher for the whole class, or they cannot do their homework for some time. They need to do breaks, like really often, and it's a problem nowadays. And people now are thinking how they can deal with it, how they can deal with distraction, what they can do to improve their attention. So now I would like you to think for a couple of minutes and think of some advice that you can give each other or uh, maybe your students or your friends, how they can deal with distraction. You can put your ideas down. Unfortunately, Google doesn't seem to work really good today, so you can have your notes and then just share them with us. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Okay, let's share our ideas about how we can deal with the distraction. Oda, what's your ideas about it?
Well, my idea is simply it's a good thing, for example, to switch all gadgets and also television in the weekends and spend all the time with the family, working, playing games, just reading and having lunch together. It's um, it's very important to uh, be without any techniques.
Yeah, without any
and
gadgets.
and for example, I think that usually, we often start using telephone when we are in social networks.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when we have the bell phone, we want to know who is texting, what is happening, and so on. And we can just switch off Wi-Fi and internet, and you want to take such much time to take
Yeah,
to watch
it
it.
might help. Any other ideas?
Uh, so my ideas are the same, and but I can recommend some things for, of course, saving our health.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, using Bluetooth or maybe a
It,
headset
uh-huh.
or something.
Hands-free.
Yes, but the Olga's recommendations, I think
The best.
are very
Yes, so we figured out that the best thing is to switch off everything and go somewhere in the country, have great family time, to practice communicating with people face to face because now we seem to forget how to talk to people. I know it. I personally prefer texting. I don't like even calling people, but I think we should do something about it. Otherwise, the world will change and not to the better. Well, thank you for your ideas. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comment. I think you'll have no problems with your cell phones. You'll use them reasonably and have a good night.
no problem. I simply broke it.
Yes, that's a good decision. Okay, goodbye. See you somewhere.